Good morning, everybody. Kevin back with another episode of Sopranos, season 2, episode 9. Um, you know, a great many things happening in the last episode, but I think the biggest thing clearly is the ending. I'm sorry, I never wrote down their names. I don't remember their names because I didn't care. The two schmucks who worked for Christopher at his stock brokerage, but really wanted to elevate themselves in the underworld business, um, stupidly decided that the way that they were going to advance faster is if they did a favor for Richie, who didn't want them to do the favor, and kill Christopher, which was incredibly stupid. One of them ended up dead in the process. Let's face it. I like the fact that, right, Christopher, for all of his flaws, very realistically, for his position, he has to be a tough guy. He has to be a legitimate tough guy, not really a fake tough guy, because that's the only way he's kind of earned his place and the respect that he has. Is it's not just being related to Tony; he's got to be capable, and that scene really showed that he is. Right, he got shot at least once, and was still able to keep his wits about him and fight back and kind of protect himself. I think he's going to live, and save himself and kill one of the guys that attacked him. One of them ran away and ran to Richie and said, "Look what I did for you. You got to help me." I think the bigger thing, other than the fact that this guy is clearly going to be dead at some point in the near future, maybe this episode, is this really does somehow manage inadvertently to escalate tensions between Richie and Tony, I believe. I think there's conflict kind of headed that way. They've been kind of adversarial, but I think they respect each other. I think they've kind of had moments, but I think the two get pushed, right? Janice has been pushing Richie because Janice, just like her mom, is a master manipulator. She's gaslighting Richie into thinking that he should stand up to himself against Tony because Janice is terrible. Janice is a terrible person, just like her mother. And he's going to feel the slight of Tony giving away that leather jacket that Richie thought was such a big deal to give him. Tony didn't want it. I thought it was kind of a dated jacket anyway, which makes sense. Richie's been in prison for 10 years. It kind of makes sense that he thought, don't you still want this jacket you wanted in 1979? No. So he gives it away, and Richie knows it now. And it's a possibility, although we don't know how this is going to shake out, that maybe Tony will put some kind of blame on on Richie for what happened to Christopher. Maybe. I don't know how those dots get connected, unless this idiot. Like, is it possible that like Tony or Paulie or somebody grabs the guy the survivor that shot at Christopher and said, "Don't be mad, I did it for Richie," and that just really escalates things? It's not outside the realm of possibility. So I guess we'll see. I do want to go and thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us, and I'd like to give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, NJ, Christy Goverston, Sunya Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, and Torgir Lingstad. Thank you so much, guys. We're really happy here with us. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The Sopranos, we are at least 4 episodes out on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits and would like to keep going, you can do it on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You're only going to see us for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rocks, a Patreon exclusive. My guess is that Richie's going to wake up because he knows who attacked him. So they went to kill him and failed. The whole thing was dumb. Not that we didn't all have. None of us were surprised that they would do something stupid. By the way, someone told me, but the actress who plays Adriana, I need to learn her name, absolutely destroys this role. She's so good in this.
They took the tube out of his throat, so now he's breathing on his own.
Yeah, see, he's getting better.
I'm so scared.
Hey, listen. This guy, he's a tough kid.
Yeah.
Anybody can make it through something like this is Christopher. You hear me?
And he got hit a couple times, I think.
I want him to suffer. You hear me, Sil? I want that in agony.
Don't worry, we'll do the best we can.
This is the first time we've seen his mom.
The kid who died, right? Well, you never heard of him? Huh.
Oh, he didn't know his name.
Friend Matthew Bevilacqua went around with Multisanti.
Never saw him hanging out with your buddy, Christopher?
Oh, the police. Okay, they're going to say no.
I thought you wanted to help your friend.
They're going to take care of it themselves.
Oh, I don't know what I would do, Uncle Rich. I love him so much.
He's gonna make it.
Richie and Tony need to talk. Richie needs to come clean.
He's full of negative energies.
Oh,
He said he'd only come back here if he had something on Matthew.
So they do know who it is.
All right, I'm telling you, this won't take long. I give this Bevilacqua kid 5 days for somebody brings his to us to score points.
Yeah, it's probably true. That's what they were doing.
She just gave birth to Ralph's baby. A C-section.
Oh, the gossiping. I wonder if this is what Real Housewives of whatever is like. Just gossiping. I never watched those shows.
I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight. Is this light gonna bother you?
No. Good night.
Every bad relationship is just pointing her. Yeah, she's going to wonder about him getting one of his girls pregnant.
Carmela, I can't do one of these tearful things till 5 o'clock in the morning tonight.
This is a conversation I've had.
Do you have any idea what a bastard child would do to this family? You ever think about the shame your children would feel? You're putting us all at risk.
I mean, she's not wrong. Tony doesn't seem like the vasectomy type, though. It is weird that she's just, like, accepted it as part of her life. I don't know if it's really the religion thing or if it's about the lifestyle.
No! Oh my God, Chrissy! Oh, he's gonna die!
Oh my god, he really did get close. Wow. I still think he's going to live, but he got close.
Well, we gotta stay positive, right? We gotta give him that.
Positive vibes only.
Do you guys really believe the vibes matter? I don't. That's why she left. Positive vibes only, so she took off. I get it. I couldn't handle being married to somebody that does all this. It's weird. I kind of feel like in a lot of ways she's strong, in a lot of ways she's weak. I really do. Really good, complex character.
And grant him vision. And through this vision, may he see your love. And gain the strength to carry on in service to your mercy.
I mean, this is a really cool scene because I didn't even consider until now what is Christopher going to be like afterwards? You know, in what ways is he going to be a changed person when this is done? Maybe he's not. Maybe he goes right back into being exactly the same guy. But I feel like this kind of thing can really change you.
No, really. If I had any reservations at all, I suggest we move him right away. But this is the best trauma unit in the tri-state area. I'm up on all the ratings.
We don't see Hesh much this season.
Mr. Moltisanto suffered cardiac and respiratory arrest due to internal bleeding. He was resuscitated. The bleeding was brought under control, and he's now in stable condition.
Okay, good.
What was the duration of the arrest?
About a minute.
Is he still intubated?
Well, they're removing the ventilator as we speak.
What the f*** you two talking about?
Doctor, can I go in and see him?
No, he's going to be in post-op for about 4 or 5 hours, and then he's asked to speak with Mr. Galtieri.
Okay, so he got a close call. Looks like he's going to pull through. Yeah, which we figured.
I'm sorry, T. For what? I know you're mad at me. What are you talking about? I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell, T. You're not going anyways but home. I crossed over to the other side.
He was dead for a minute.
I saw the tunnel and the white light. And the bouncer said that I'd be there too when my time comes. What bouncer? The Emerald Piper. That's our hell.
That's funny.
This morphine drip, I don't think it's working. I don't feel a thing. You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
He had on a gangster suit. Pinstripe. Hey, that was a dream.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Okay? I'm gonna take you home soon.
I think that's the first forget about it we've had on this entire show. I can't think of another one. Let's get into it, yeah.
All right, so I cheat. I used to cheat. I'm not getting spayed. End of subject.
Spade.
In the papers, they said he was in critical condition.
It's gonna be fine.
Have they found the person that shot him yet?
Not yet.
Have you?
I'm not trying to pry into that part of your life. I know our deal. But I've heard you say before that you love this young man.
Yeah, process your feelings, man. That's why you're there.
Christopher was clinically dead. For about a minute. He thinks he had one of those near-death experiences.
Well, technically, he did.
Combined with the morphine. But now he thinks he's gonna go to hell when he dies. He's all f***ed up over it.
Well, he's murdered people.
He's not the type that deserves hell.
I've seen him shoot someone in the back of the head.
What about you?
You been listening to me? No. For the same reasons.
Wow, this is some real rationalization. I love this scene.
It's business. We're soldiers. We follow codes. Orders.
Absolving himself of all responsibility, yeah.
What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us.
That's true.
J.P. Morgans, they were crooks and killers too, but that was the business, right? The American way.
He's not wrong. Yeah.
But what do poor Italian immigrants have to do with you? And what happens every morning you step out of bed?
She's very good at forcing him to open up and face himself.
What? 3 o'clock again?
Quiet.
Christopher really got in his head here.
You gotta relax your thoughts. Whatever Christopher saw, you can't take it personal.
Yeah.
Mikey and Jojo had the Bella Vista room booked for 3. But the Bella Vista room is smaller and has no windows.
No, she's going to get in his head. Oh my God, is he going back to Christopher to try to get more details?
My father said he loses every hand of cards he plays. And every night at midnight, they whack him the same way he was whacked in life.
Okay, so the rest of it didn't sound too bad, but that sounded pretty rough.
You didn't go to hell. You went to purgatory, my friend. Then you add up all your venial sins and multiply that by 25. You add them together, and that's your sentence.
Where's he getting these numbers? I've never heard this before.
Did I do it deliberately? Do I hate him?
Oh my God, she's really going through it.
There's another thing I've been drinking. Alone.
I'm curious how her story ends on this show.
Jennifer, I'm not challenging your ability or professionalism or even your ethics.
Then what are you challenging?
Motivation? Yeah.
I'm living in a moral never land with this patient. Not wanting to judge, but to treat. But now, I've judged.
You did there, yeah. I think you can walk it back. Is she scared just because she, broke her own ethical rules that she set for herself? Maybe. I don't think she should be scared of Tony.
4 with ham, salami, gabagool, 1 eggplant, and the other with tomato and mozzarella.
That sounds good.
So what's the bottom line? He let me eat the eggplant and he took the tomato. But there was a moment.
A glance. You got to keep in mind that you're the one who's different now. You're the one seeing through different eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do I do?
What do? You do everything you can do. Do what you do to a girl that you want to make him love you.
That's actually really good advice.
Tomorrow I'll get up early, all right?
How about the peppers and eggs on the round bread? Yeah.
That sounds great.
So I take it this is Tony's sister-in-law then, and his dead father is Tony's brother. They may have said this before, but I'm just piecing it together now.
And that if he would spare you, I ask that he grant you vision, sight, so that you can see the way to Christ clearly.
I don't see him making this big of a change.
And you saw, Christopher. You saw something. Something that none of us have ever seen.
You're hitting the morphine hard.
So what did he say to you?
Who?
Jesus.
He didn't mean. Yeah.
I was in hell, Carmela.
You what?
My father was in hell, and they said that's where I'd go when it's my time.
Tony lied to you for the 12 millionth time.
Well, I do know. And I am going to pray, like I did the other night, and I'm going to pray every day from now on.
She's well-intended, but I don't see Christopher taking all this to heart.
You just have to follow me.
I don't know how actively Catholic Christopher's been in his life.
Any news?
No.
What are they talking about, the guy?
If you don't have faith in me, it's up to you.
You gotta prove it to yourself first, Tony. Yourself and God.
You and God, Carmela, you're only religious when it suits you.
I don't know how wrong he is. He's enjoying this lifestyle an awful lot. I'm not trying to be too harsh on her. She's, I think, one of the strongest characters on the show.
You had dinner an hour ago. What the f*** are you doing to yourself?
Tony, leave him alone.
I'm supposed to get a vasectomy when this is my male heir?
Oh, man. That's rough. Yeah, that was a terrible thing to say to your kid.
How much can you believe in dreams?
Wait, wrong. Christopher did not have a dream. A dream I make my peace.
Science.
He's in New York, Paulie. In Nyack. His name is Cullen. He's a psychic.
Oh, my God. No.
Well, one arm is shorter than the other. Does that mean anything to you? Ronnie.
Oh my God.
You got nothing to lose except the nightmares.
That was a really funny twist. I really thought she was talking therapy and switched it up.
You got something?
You better remember me, man.
Yeah, I will. Now you got something.
Oh, he knows where the guy is. Mikey?
The way that George Washington slept 2 houses, up that road there's a gray house.
Bevelak was there?
$20, baby.
Just 20? Seems like valuable information.
Are you telling me that's who you are, or that's who he is? I see.
These people are charlatans. I can't stand psychics. They're preying on people like this.
He wants you to know that he was there with you, and that you should move on. Yes, go ahead.
See, these people do this stuff and they tell themselves, oh, I'm doing a really nice thing. I'm helping people move on from their grief, when really all you're doing is ripping them off. Again, just bad rationalization.
But I feel many more.
Hey!
That one's laughing. Poison ivy? He wants to know if it still itches.
Mikey.
Who you been talking to?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Why?
You really want me to say it?
Is the show leaning into the fact that the guy was legit? Because that was all stuff that happened to be real.
You worked a bunch of heavy hitters in your time. Now, you think they're gonna all join together and follow that prick Mikey?
Yes, true.
I did this guy over 30 years ago, T. How the did he know that?
Does he know where Matt Bevilacqua is?
Yeah, Matt, not Mike, Matt. Yeah. It's just the apology that he definitely owes him.
I'm not hungry.
You mind if I sit here while I eat?
That was pretty rough what he said. I mean, I hated that.
I'm sorry for talking to you the way I did. I said it because all the anger and the frustration, the last few days, it built up inside me and exploded.
Going to therapy seems to help him identify his issues, some of his issues.
Your feelings, you keep them inside, and you and me, we react without thinking. That's why I get mad at you. You know, I see myself in you.
This is really nice, actually.
Couldn't ask for a better son, AJ. And I mean that.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of what you're saying. Insinuating he wants AJ to take over for him. It's not a safe life.
Want a piece of pizza?
I do. If you're not going to get it.
Pussy's on the phone. He says it's urgent.
Oh, yeah, they got the guy. Tony was right. They didn't take them all. The mastermind didn't leave town.
What's going on?
Nothing.
They say work stuff. I mean, I like the fact he didn't tell her because it's like, I'm going to go kill a guy. She's praying for Christopher, and her own husband is in so much worse shape.
Give me one.
You don't have to do this. Furio and me are on it.
Now you have to wonder if Saul's going to report this.
Cut Furio loose. He's a crowd.
Oh, he's taking him along. He does trust him.
Would you just take it easy, will you? We just want to talk to you. That's all.
Oh, this kid is so dead.
It wasn't me. It was Sean. Just Sean.
I was shaking.
You're gonna kill me for something I didn't do.
This guy sucks.
He said we're being pissed at and disrespected, and that we should score points with Richie. But I told him, hey, Rome wasn't built in one day.
You're not talking yourself out of this, kid. I mean, I get that he's trying.
What'd Richie say?
It had nothing to do with Richie. He didn't ask for it. He got mad when I told him. Sean did it on spec.
You're gonna get so killed, kid.
Are you sure? Nobody else was involved. Take a minute. Think it over.
It was Sean all the way.
Didn't Christopher see him? I mean, he definitely saw Sean, but I think he saw both of them.
I'm thirsty.
See if you got something to drink.
What can I get you?
Oh, my God.
How is that?
Yeah.
I mean, you sure you want a diet drink? You don't want something with some sugar in it?
There's only diet.
Here it comes.
The last drink you're ever gonna have.
Oh, God, Mommy! Mommy, please, Tony, please.
Yeah. And I'm assuming with him shooting him like that, too, he's not gonna tell the FBI agent about this.
Psychics are heretics and thieves who practice witchcraft. There's no validity to anything he told you.
I agree with that part.
Spiritual matter.
Maybe. But irregardless.
That work.
When the organ needed a rejob, who was there? When the priests and the altar boys needed new weights, who picked up the tab?
That is not how anything works.
But don't worry, Paul. I'm here. Can help you.
It's too late. You've been slacking off on me, and you left me unprotected.
Isn't that what the Carnegies did to buy Goodwill? Donated a million libraries to make up for the horrible things the robber barons did.
Remember the first time you brought me here? Yeah, I remember.
Is Sal going to end up not ratting Tony out at all because he's feeling guilty for betraying him? Like on anything. I'm not talking about the murder. I'm talking about anything.
You believe in God? Yeah, I do, Tom. Absolutely. Works in very mysterious ways, his wonders to perform, but no doubt.
The rationalization that these guys deserve so much good in their lives. It's kind of gross. Good writing.
Hey.
How you doing?
Fine.
So she just going to accept it from him? Is that what we're doing here? I'm going to pray with you and save your soul to Christopher while just accepting all of the horrible things Tony does here and supports him for it. It's just such a weird juxtaposition to me.
No, you want me to do it. And
Yeah.
now I want to do it. So, we'll do it.
I just feel like she's just making peace with everything awful that he does.
And I want you to be true and to be mine.
I don't know where she is in her faith right now. I'm lost.
I will be true, Come. From now on.
No, Tony, please.
Well, if you're not going to believe me, then fine.
I don't believe him. How long has it been since we've seen his Russian girlfriend? Been a minute. I know I'm probably reading too much into the religious aspect of it. Obviously, I'm not Catholic or anything. But I really feel like everyone, Christopher's near-death experience had so many of the characters kind of facing their own beliefs here. And there's a lot of hypocrisy that gets exposed as they do that. For Paulie, for Tony, for Carmela, for Christopher, for Sal. I mean, everyone that talked about, are we going to heaven? Are we going to hell? Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? Everyone had an excuse for why they're fine. Right? Sal believes in God and he sees all the good things. Well, you guys just came from killing a guy. Same with Tony. I'm not that bad because there are people who are worse. I'm fine. And he kills a guy in the episode, and he's not the first one that we've seen. Probably a lot more than that. Tony's done a lot of really, really terrible things that we've been shown, and you can assume that before the timeline of the show started to get where he's at, there were a whole lot more before that. Same with Paulie. He's worried about his everlasting soul. When who knows how many people he's killed? We've seen at least one. He killed Mikey. He may have killed others. I can't remember off the top of my head. Same with Christopher. Christopher's shocked that he thinks he might be going to hell. I saw you shoot an unarmed kid in the back of the head. And we all have. I'm just trying to how do you get in that mind? I think I mentioned it before. When Tony was in church, right? How do these guys always seem to be able to say, I'm a good person because of this, while doing all the other horrible things? And I mean, I get it. You do bad things, you rationalize it. But man, it is a big leap to say I'm not a bad guy when you do consistently all of these things. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of psychology at play here. And then, of course, we have Dr. Melfi, who's really beating herself up, and the horrible thing she's done is judge Tony for his horrible things. And she seems to be the only one in the show that's being hard on herself, legitimately hard on herself, and reflecting about the fact that that she did something wrong, whereas everyone else is just kind of, I'm not that bad. Carmela praying. The one that I'm still going to have to puzzle on is where Carmela's at with her religion, because she seems to be, one, really earnest in prayer, and we've seen her do it before, and trying to bring Christopher into a better place through religion, while also deciding yet again and multiple times that she's completely cool with every horrible thing. And said so in her prayer that she's good with everything that her family does that is awful, all the sinning that they do. and it's a big list, especially for Tony. I'm gonna be really interested in see where Carmela's journey goes on this show for throughout the remainder of the run of the show. You know, does she continue to kind of make peace with it? Does she continue to kind of live in this duality where she's kind of being a little bit hypocritical, or does she accept her own hypocrisy and realize she's being a hypocrite and maybe stop and just kind of embrace the dark side that she's already living on? I don't know, but I'm really curious where she goes from here, and I'm curious where Sal goes. Right? Is he still going to sacrifice Tony to save himself, or is he going to sacrifice himself to save Tony? That decision's coming. It's going to have to happen at some point with the FBI. He's going to have to pick one or the other. Am I saving Tony or am I saving me? And his, self-preservation rules generally say a person's going to save themselves, right? The path of least resistance is I'm going to save myself and sacrifice somebody else if I can do it to do that. But we have seen the fact he's been really racked with guilt moving forward as he does it. I don't know. This was kind of his guilt's getting to the point that we saw him with the agent. Name I've forgotten. I haven't heard it for a while. Where his guilt's getting to the point where he's sure Tony can see his duplicity, which is probably coming completely from a place of guilt. A lot of storylines still unfolding. Not surprised that Matt is now dead. He didn't even leave town. That was a matter of minutes. Look forward to seeing the next one. See you then, guys.